Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube. This is Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Welcome back to my office. I picked a few really good days to go away because it was beautiful out. It was stellar weather, as we say here in our Boston accents. It was stellar weather in Maine. And today we got the rest of that tropical storm that the people in North Carolina, pray for them. It's a disaster week, it seems. Pray for them to not have too much damage, to get the help that they need. Anyway, so there's white caps out there and it's pretty rough and it's pretty windy, but we're safe inside. Got a little chilly. It's a far cry from the start of September. Anyway, my YouTube was acting a little weird, so let me know that you can see me and hear me and that everything's good. Maybe you got a notification. Who knows? It's just ridiculous to try to figure these things out. I think that we're going to use the Llewellyn deck tonight. And happy Maybon, happy fall equinox, which was Saturday. I'm going to go hit Salem over the weekend before it gets crazy. Yes, it gets a little crazy in Salem, Massachusetts. It's coming up here pretty soon. So, we're all good. We're all here. Today, the news, it's not like last week. Last week there was so much news. I felt like I was on a big roller coaster. This week, I mean, it's starting out a little bit like, let me just tell you, today was relatively calm, but the rest of the week is not going to be relatively calm. So, I don't mean that in a necessarily bad way, I just mean that in a very busy way. So, it takes all of us together to keep up with the news, to keep up with what's going on. We do the best that we can. And that's why we're here, because we're better together. Right? We're better together. Who agrees with me? We're better together. Anyhow. Also, one thing about the month of September, and actually I need glasses. Hang on a second. They're on the floor. The month of October, astrologically, is huge. We're better together! Astrologically, the month of October, you really have to tune into Spirit Talk Podcast tomorrow, because Kathy and I, our resident astrologer, the amazing Kathy Beal, I'm not sure if she's shown up yet, if she's coming tonight, but in the chat, if she's in the chat, she'll make herself known if she pops up, let me know. We're doing a show tomorrow live. You can always watch it afterwards, 3 Eastern time, on the astrological events that are coming up and how they will affect everybody, how they're affecting people that are in the public eye, good and bad. And there are 2 eclipses in October. There's a solar eclipse, and then there's a big fat lunar eclipse on the 28th. The solar eclipse, I believe, is on the 15th, 14th. And, yeah. And, if you're having a Halloween party, if you're going to a Halloween party, just speaking of, the month coming up, the 28th is a weekend of all the Halloween parties, and we have I think it's a blood moon, lunar eclipse. A blood moon lunar eclipse. The moon will be in Taurus, and yeah. Anyway, get ready for that. So today in the news, I did notice on MSNBC that Nicole Wallace spent a good hour and a half, maybe longer, talking about the stochastic terrorist threats of DJT. I've noticed myself that when we get together and do readings, I don't have very much interest and reading on DJT. Oh, is it your birthday on the lunar eclipse? It's my sister's birthday too. Okay, going to see the eclipse in Santa Fe for your birthday. Good, you're good. So, these are the worst glasses ever, but I've got more coming. So what MSNBC was talking about for a long time was the threats that Donald Trump is posing. And we don't know why he wasn't just arrested on January 7th, 2021. It all started then, didn't it? And rather than talking about him, here I go with my complaining, rather than talking about him and referring to him as a potential next president of the United States, rather than talking about him in that light, I think it would be a lot more responsible for them to talk about Donald Trump as a terrorist, right? I think it would be more appropriate. These are bifocals, I can't say. Warren's taking down his messages. What are you just saying, swear words or something? What's going on? Alright, Linda's annoyed. Somebody's not feeling well. David McCullum died. Remind me who that is. Pardon my ignorance. I try to keep up, but it's not always easy. So they should call Donald J. Trump what he is. They should call him a terrorist. Because that's... Gosh, I hope everyone's okay. What's going on up there in the chat? The man of UNLE sidekick. Uncle sidekick. I don't really watch TV, so I'm lost. Nicole Wallace's time on MSNBC with her guest was really good today, Jones saying. Okay, well obviously I'm out of the loop because I don't know the man from Uncle. It's been a beautiful day where Beatrice is. So Joan is saying Nicole Wallace's time on MSNBC with her guest was really good today. Well, that's a different perspective because I was getting kind of tired of the fear. You know, like, let's stoke fear, 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 fear. I don't dislike her as an anchor. I'm just saying, you know, when you are going on and on and on. Ooh, what if he gets in the White House? Ooh, what if he does? Ooh, what if he does that? What if we just deal with him judicially? Uncle was a TV show before my time, and I don't remember. I have no idea what that show was. Yeah. Huh, okay. Anyway. I'm sorry, I'm looking around because I hate these glasses. I'll do my best. We're going to pick 3 cards. I've already asked the pendulum about the potential for violence. You have a question. Alex Whiting, the lawyer, was he brought on for was he brought in for treason on? I'm already lost. I'm pulling 3 cards about whether we're going to get a handle on this stochastic terrorism. As a nation, we need to stop talking about it and do something about it. Are we going to get a handle on it? Yes, what's happening, the question I'm asking is about, are we going to get a handle on this stochastic terrorism? And this is what I see. Here's what I see. And I know we want swift action and swift justice, but here's what I see. The Temperance card is indicative that the justice system is aware that we have a heavily armed populace. The justice system is aware that we have a heavily armed population. Not just with shotguns, not just with muskets, which is what the Second Amendment was all about, but with weapons of war like AR-15s. So Cheryl Freeman, yes, Trump was Mussolini, and he was reincarnated quickly. It does happen. No one's ever going to talk me out of that Donald Trump was Mussolini. No one will ever talk me out of that, because there are things that you say as a psychic and you're like, yeah, maybe, and then there are things that you say as a psychic that just feel like if that could be proven, it would be proven. It's definite. I call them psychic facts. Anyway, so the reason that we haven't seen law enforcement go in and handcuff Trump because he's a danger to our country is because of the heavy armaments. I'm going to try to do this without glasses tonight because I really can't see with those. And the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Wait a minute. And the Two of Wands. Fake it till you make it. Indicate that they're treading lightly with this, former president who's now a terrorist. And that's what's happening. They're just being as careful as they possibly can to not have like a Timothy McVeigh situation, to not have like an attack like a January 6th. They're doing whatever they can. But one thing is for certain, he doesn't have the power that he had when he was in the White House. He doesn't even have a fraction of the amount of power that he had on January 6th. Not even, it's just such a small fraction. And I just was listening to somebody on YouTube. Not only did Donald Trump think that he ran against Obama in 2016, not only did Donald Trump say publicly that he ran against Obama in 2016, which to me I think is a Freudian slip, because I think he ran because he's such a racist and he just wanted to, show the Obamas. Anyway, so there's that he said, and Donald also said at a rally recently, some kind of event. He said that when Jeb Bush was president, this man was in the Oval Office. So Trump was talking about Jeb Bush having been president. Okay, so there's that. What else did he say? It was ridiculous. It was so Trump also said that that Biden started World War II. Yeah, thank you, Betty. Speaking of Betty's, we can see Betty Bunny again. I tried to put a light on her. It's not, I kind of did. He's saying crazy stuff, which kind of brings me to like early on when people were asking me what was going to happen to Trump, and I really got that he was going to lose his mind. And I feel like no one's listening to me because you're all talking about a show that I don't know anything about. It's okay. I'm just harassing you. Yeah. All right. So there's that. He's losing his mind. Yes. Thank you. Earth Mom is listening. He's cognitively impaired. When hasn't Trump said crazy stuff? Terry, come on. Comparatively. Let me recap what I just said. He's out there saying that Jeb Bush was president. He's out there saying that he ran in 2016 against Barack Obama, right? And he's out there saying that Joe Biden started World War II. Isn't that a far way away from the crazy things he used to say, like amped up? On steroids? Not like this, right? Earth Mama, right? Terry, are you with me? Alright. I'm talking about degrees. He said Washington stormed the airport. You're right. You're right. Point well taken. He did say Washington stormed the airport. That George Washington stormed the airport in a plane? Was that it? He really is losing his brain. So actually, I'm just going to read, because I really have not been interested in reading on Trump's state of mind and everything. But I'm going to just read on his cognitive function. He's lost his mind even more. That's what I'm saying. Well, they say Biden is old because they need something. Right? That's why they say that. They need something. Okay. I'm pulling 3 cards about DJT's cognitive function. Just to see if I'm really just reading to see if his brain is deteriorating. Yeah, Thomas, we know that they say that Biden doesn't. I know that they say Biden doesn't make the news any money, but that's because they decide. We can look at that. They decide to go for the negative drama, and Biden's not negative drama. We have to get over our addiction to negative drama. Okay. The temperance card, yes. Bit by bit. Yes, Biden gets the job done, that's for sure. I guess that's boring, right? To the news. Okay. So temperance is, yes, bit by bit. I mean, it's like drip, drip, drip of Trump. Because dementia's like that. It's, it's usually slow onset, but then people can do nosedives too. So drip, drip, drip with the loss of cognitive function, and then he's just going to start working against himself with what he's saying. I actually do feel like him losing his cognitive function, is the strength card is coming up, is giving America strength. I think that Trump is just, one of the symptoms of dementia is, any of you that are in the medical field can back me on this, is like being violent, saying violent things, being combative. That's one of the symptoms of the early onset of dementia. So I just really want to let everybody know that as much as he's sitting there issuing threats, I mean, we can pray. We can pray for protection. I hope we all are doing that. We do that at Church of Spirituality. And we do our guided meditation for Healed America on Tuesdays, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I do see that drip, 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 Donald Trump is losing it, and the strength card this is him just saying things that are incriminating all over the place. There is a gag order that may go, I think the lawyers are supposed to get back to the judge about the gag order, to Jack Smith about the gag order. I think they were supposed to get back to them today. The polls are wrong. Just so when they're talking about the polls, just don't listen. Yeah, he's in the feisty side of dementia. Yeah, okay. So the strength card is, it actually makes the justice, the DOJ, more effective. I know it's kind of hard to explain it. Because he's losing his, because DJT, I'm just going to call him that, DJT is losing his cognitive function. And so he's incriminated himself all over the place. So it's actually making the cases against him stronger. And that he's attempting to incite violence. We got to pray about that. We got to pray that it doesn't happen. Is more a show of how terrified he is than anything else. So because Trump is so terrified, the weapon that he has is to incite violence through his tweets. And I don't even know why anybody's talking about him being on the ballot, because he's out there. You remember the projection? He's out there saying, like Mark Milley, like highly decorated career, decades in the military, General Milley, saying that General Milley is treasonous. Getting angry at the news networks and getting angry at the DOJ and getting angry at prosecutors and getting angry at, like Fonnie Willis and Letitia James and Alvin Bragg, getting mad at all them and getting mad at what's happening for Donald Trump. He's getting so mad about it. And what he's mad about is he's mad at democracy. Can I get a witness? What Donald Trump is mad at is that we're a democracy. That's what he's angry about. That we're functioning as a democracy. Not that well, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. In a second, I'm going to put my chair up a little bit so I can see. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. So, what Trump is mad about is that we're using our democracy. What Trump is mad about, but more specifically Wildflower Wind, think about it. What he's mad about is that we're a democracy. It's quite simple, right? He's mad that he's in a democracy. In democracy, there's law and order. In democracy, we have a DOJ. In democracy, we have checks and balances. In democracy, we have laws. We have rules. That's what he's mad about. He's mad that we're using our democracy. Can you believe this man was in the White House? I can't. Still freaks me out. I was so freaked out when he was in office. I don't think I'm alone in that. Okay, now that I've moved everything closer, I'm kind of cluttered, but let's do this. I have a new pack of readers showing up tomorrow. Okay. Let's take a look. Jack Smith hired on another prosecutor. Thank you, Janet, for putting my information up there. A very experienced additional prosecutor. I don't know if he's playing the role as prosecutor. Thank you, Cheryl. But what we're going to look at right now, we're going to look at the strength of the DOJ right now. His administration aggravated your PTSD. The Trump administration gave us PTSD if we didn't have it already. And I mean, I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of very serious about it too. It is true. Jack Smith and the DOJ. Well, I do see that the DOJ is really fighting off some heinous attacks. Heinous death threats. I feel bomb threats. I feel really awful, like you can't believe the threats that the DOJ is under right now. It is hindering things. I'm not saying they're not going to get things done, but it is a hindrance. The guides are showing me the energy of after 9/11. The guides are showing me the energy of after 9/11. Let me explain. The guides are showing me that when it comes to standing up for our country and keeping our country safe, that energy, that consciousness is with the American people, very much present. There are a lot of very brave and courageous people that will take a stand for protecting our country. Look at what we've done throughout history. Look at how people have come together throughout history to help the United States citizens. So the DOJ's taken some hits, but I do see some brave and courageous people taking a stand for us not losing our democracy and bringing people to justice. We're in a tight spot. We are. We're not in an easy place. Let me ask the pendulum. Will we see any violence? Will we see any violence as a result of the stochastic terrorist threats? Will we see violence? Okay, so since the pendulum is giving me this, that means everybody pray to Archangel Michael that we are protected from violence. Because it's not saying yes and it's not saying no. When the pendulum gives me this, it remains to be seen. But we have an influence. Okie dokie schmokie. Everyone's asking about Menendez. I read on him Friday. And I told you that I saw jail time. So I don't know what else you want me to ask about him. I'm kind of tired of reading on court cases. But that's all we've got. Is there a specific question you have about Menendez? I know nothing about the man. I do know he's a Democrat. And I do know that he has committed these types of crimes before. How soon before his resignation? Didn't he say he wasn't going to resign? Warren? So that, I don't know how to answer that. Are you doing a reading and seeing that he's going to resign? I mean, I'll ask. Is Menendez going to... Thank you for putting your questions in all caps. What do you want to know about him? Betty wants to know about the lawyer that Jack Smith hired. I mean, is that a question that you want to ask me? What do you want to know? Okay, so is Menendez going to step down? No. No, you want to know why he was hired? To strengthen, because they don't have enough help at the DOJ. I mean, am I missing something? Because to me that's obvious. To strengthen the DOJ. Will the Chevron doctrine be overturned by the Supreme Court? I don't know what's in the doctrine, so I will just ask the question. But I do want to read on Clarence Thomas. Will he get Trump? They've already got Trump. Come on, ask me a harder question. I feel smart-assery coming on. So let me see where the moon is today. And Aquarius, yeah, that fits. The disruptor, being disruptive. Jack needs extra help. Yes, he needs extra help from a war crimes expert to bring down the mob Republicans. Yeah, see, to me it's obvious, but maybe it's not. Is the moon hollow? No, the moon's not hollow, Betty. Will the Chevron doctrine, alright, let me ask you this, because I don't know, I looked it up real quick, I don't know what's in the Chevron doctrine. If you Google Chevron, you're not going to get the information. So that just kind of just came up today, so I haven't had time to look at it. So, hang on. I'm trying to keep up. I'm doing a bad job. Okay, so will the Supreme Court, we'll just say go with the Chevron doctrine. It's not, there's not enough information yet. You have been hearing the Putin Republicans are going to cause chaos using chemical weapons. Sissy, that doesn't make any sense. They're not over in Russia conducting the war. You have been hearing the Putin Republicans are going to cause chaos using chemical weapons. Is it me? I need a sip of tea. I'm a little confused. I know I've been calling them the Putin Republicans, but why are you saying the Putin Republicans are gonna cause a chemical weapons attack? I don't understand. I know that you mean Putin lovers because I'm the one that was talking, that's changed their names to the Putin Republican Party after Liz Cheney said that. The Chevron doctrine permits administrative agencies to regulate businesses. Okay. But it's not the Chevron company, right? It's up in the air right now. But I'll pull some cards on it. That'll give me a better idea. And I'm actually going to pull different cards because of my lost my glasses again situation. And I'll find them right after this. And I need cards that are easier to see. It's based on a case called Chevron. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Let's go with the tried and true Rider-Waite. Okay, just back to Sissy's question. Joanne saying, I think she means, are the Russians going to use the weapons on Ukraine? Let me just explain something. The Putin Republican Party is in America. Okay? Trump Republicans, Proud Boys, are planning another attack using chemical bombs. People like Timothy McVeigh. I don't get that that's going to happen. I don't get that the people within this country are planning a chemical weapons attack on America from within. Chevron. The Chevron, I know they sit in Congress. Chevron. Don't underestimate me. Oh my goodness. Ask my guides where my glasses are. I know they're in the other room somewhere. I don't have to ask my guides where my glasses are. I know they're in my office. It's just that they're under something. And the fact of the matter is, if I go look for my glasses, I'll leave you for about 5 to 10 minutes just hanging out. The Chevron doctrine. I don't think that's what they call it, but I actually feel like it's going to pass. Right? Is that the right answer, Warren? Is that what you want? Is that the answer we want? You believe Tucker and Elon already work for Russia? Is it me? I mean, how many times have I said that? How many times have I said that? And by the way, just on the Tucker situation, Tucker was fearing for his life because he said he hates Russia. I'm seeing a positive outcome with the Chevron thing. So there you go. Does that help, Warren? Quick action. Doing the right thing. More stability. Doing the right thing. I know Timothy McVeigh was executed for his crime. I'm just gonna read. I feel like people aren't understanding me tonight, and it might be because the moon is in Aquarius. Because I feel like people are saying things that we already know, and maybe it's just me being just a jerk. But I apologize if that's the case. The Chevron thing looks like it's going to work out favorably for us. I don't know, it's been a weird day. By the way, with the fall equinox, something shifted with this fall equinox. I'm not really sure what it is, but I kind of feel like we got catapulted into a brand new, different kind of energy. I'm going to be really selective about the questions that I answer because I feel like Yeah, we're feeling good, right? We're feeling good. There's a shift. And I'm very snarky tonight, and I'm not sure if it's because people are saying things that I already know again and again in the chat, or if people are asking questions that are not, it's not you guys, it's just me. I take full responsibility for how I'm behaving. So I'm going to try to focus on one question at a time. I love you guys, I really do, it's just me. And I'm going to look at Clarence Thomas. But there was a shift. There was a big shift. Read on Santa Claus. Oh, we don't call him Santos Claus. We call him Pinocchio. I'm going to read on Clarence Thomas. Because Clarence Thomas is like, if Clarence Thomas were a civilian, just a normal guy, he would be incarcerated for the rest of his life. He would. He'd be incarcerated for the rest of his life, as would Trump. So, and then they go, you know, the fascist Republicans start talking about our two-tier justice system. Yeah, that's true. But not in the way they mean it. Alright, so, Roseanne, that good news? The writer's strike is settled. I knew that too, and I told you it would be in September. The fate of Clarence Thomas. Well, what I've said before about Clarence Thomas is that I see him slinking away, and it's going to be next year. And I see that... Didn't the writer's strike end this morning? I see Clarence Thomas slinking away, and I see that it is... that he leaves of his own volition, and that we start putting rules on the Supreme Court, because that has to change. Yeah, Thomas is saying the same thing. That has to change. I want to remind everybody that we are their employers. That we are paying, our tax dollars are paying the Supreme Court justices. Our tax dollars are paying Marjorie Trader Greene and Lauren Boebert. Our tax dollars are paying these people. I think we must be the laughingstock of the world, that we're just taking it. We're just saying, oh, well, whatever. They're just criminals. They're just stealing our money. They're not working for us at all. They're working against us. Honestly, they work for us. And I really want to make that point strongly. And I know that I'm telling everybody something that we already know. But some things need to be repeated. Some things need to be re-entered into the national conversation. Some things need to be said over and over again. Because we fell out of the awareness that they work for us. That they work for us. That those hard-earned dollars that you earn, that you pay your taxes. Remember, Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes, but he is out there bragging about being this big billionaire. They work for us. I'm reading on Clarence Thomas. So the nerve of them, and Alito and Roberts, the nerve of them to look down their noses and be like, oh, well, you can't tell us, we don't work, we feel like we're being persecuted. Think about how many women are dying because of Roe. The overturning of Roe. Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas will be hemmed in. Clarence Thomas will be leaving all the damage to the United States. He will be walking away from all the damage to the United States, and he's going to go hang out with his rich buddies. I think I'm supposed to do this. He's going to go hang out with his rich billionaire buddies after there's nothing else he can do to keep his position on the Supreme Court, and he's walking away from it. And then we strengthen the court. Then we do. Then we strengthen the court. And the guides are telling me next spring. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you, Mr. Clarence. Thank you, Janet, for putting my information up. Tonight will not be as long as a PNN. I do want to watch Midas Touch. Yeah, Clarence Thomas is just disgusting. That's why we can vote them out when they are only self-serving. Yeah, we have to stand up. We have to sign petitions and all that. And they complain, oh, you're bothering us. You're bothering us. Karma will get Clarence good. I agree with that. They need to be held accountable. Well, I could say they can't just keep stealing from the American people, but they are. And we have to stop them. And Clarence, I feel like, will step down. I do see an opening for more justices for the Biden administration too. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. I do see room for more justices to be seated. And early on in the Biden administration, I saw, I think it was 3. I saw Biden appointing 3 justices. So we got a couple more to go. Did someone have a question about the writer's strike? Remember, I said back 3 months ago that in September I saw them come into a resolution, and what I saw was, it was definitely give and take. It was definitely give and take. Warren, I think I answered the question about Kavanaugh before. The Kavanaugh is not staying. What's up with the actor? I see you removed the question that didn't make any sense. Thank you. I'm just going to pull a few cards in the writer's strike. They had to make some compromises about AI. But I feel like the writers got the best that they could get, and that's not really saying a lot. The writers didn't get everything that they wanted, but it was either accepted or, yeah, see the moon, it's very emotional. Well, corporate was playing on the, thank you for your donation. Corporate was using the writers' weakened position for them. Thomas is mad as hell and he's not going to take it anymore. Yeah, that's an old protest sign, isn't it? So what corporate has done, I hate to say the writers had to take a pretty big loss, but this does feel like a loss. They just want to go back to work. But the judgment is on corporate now. The repercussions of corporate being so greedy will be many. It won't be in corporate's favor. They've been outed. We're in a time of all the they need to go back to work, yes. So, the corporate made it look like it was decent, but it really wasn't. A lot of the writers are not happy. Judgment is coming. And this is indicative of what the public is going to think about these greedy corporate industries. We're in a time where all this corporate greed is going to, we're seeing it happen everywhere. All the corporate greed is being outed. Janet, I appreciate you publicizing my services. Let me stop to do a commercial break. Seriously, are you psychic? Hear ye, hear ye. This is the class that started this past Saturday, but if you kind of missed it, you didn't know, or you thought you didn't want to take it and now you want to take it, I'm here to tell you, you get a, hang on. Hang on. Janet's saying the writers have to vote now. Okay, that's good. If you wanted to take this class and you think that it's too late, we're going to accept you up until Friday. It's 6 Saturdays, so that goes right up until that full moon lunar eclipse day in October. And I'm teaching people how to use their sixth sense. So check it out. Thomas with the eye. And you got to get ready for psychic season because it's right around the corner. The veils are getting thin. If you'd like to book a reading, I'm wide open. My schedule is wide open. Apparently, this is not the way to get the word out, but that's okay. Please book a reading, psychicannetteDion.com. And grassrootsofdemocracy.com is where you go for to join us to help save our democracy. We have a 20 on Tuesdays guided meditation for a healed America every single Tuesday. We meet 3 times a week, and we meet on Thursdays for our discussion group, and on Saturdays we get together and we do tasks to save democracy. And Maria's doing a testimonial about the psychic class. You got to empower yourself and use your sixth sense, especially in these times that we're in. Church of Spirituality is every single Sunday, live streamed, 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's awesome. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're missing an opportunity for your life to get better and better. And who doesn't want their life to get better all the time? And let's see. October 11th, Tarot in 2 hours at the castle. I'm teaching a tarot class in 2 hours from a medieval castle. You can live stream in, and that's $77 to learn how to read the tarot in our live stream class. You will get a recording. You get a recording of my classes after every class. You get a recording of afterwards. And also after every class, the psychic class, you get a recording of the class. After 20 on Tuesdays, a guided meditation for a healed America, you receive a recording of the guided meditation. This is all free. Someday I'll be rich. Let's do this. Let's see how Biden's doing. Biden's going to go hang out with the auto workers, strikers, tomorrow. So let's see how that's going to go. And then Trump's over there thinking he's going to go hang out with the strikers too. He's gone. Will the government be shut down? If so, I read on that too. I'll read on it again. If you call the next 15 minutes, you get ShamWows. I should do that. I should offer a free something. Oh, speaking of free somethings, joining Grassroots of Democracy means that Jones in the chat, Jones sends you a tote bag that says Grassroots of Democracy, build a democracy habit. You got to get your tote bag. You just have to join. The auto workers strike. Yeah, this is actually, I see, it's going to be a slog, but they're going to get a lot of what they need. These auto workers, they're going to get a lot of what they need. And the Queen of Cups, I actually feel like this auto workers strike is going to make us lead the way in EVs. I'm not really sure how that's going to happen, but I see a real positive outcome, which surprises me because of the corporate greed. I don't know. Maybe corporate greed's getting old. For corporate. I heard somebody saying today exactly what I was saying. I forget who it was, but remember I was talking about the fascist Republicans and wanting to take away Social Security and wanting to take away food for children, the food programs for children, wanted to take away WIC, wanted to take away care for mothers, and just they're all about children, right? And they want to cut all these departments. The Putin Republicans, they want to cut all these programs. They basically want to cut all the departments of the United States government. They want to cut them out. That's what they really want. Thank you, Thomas. Much appreciate. How about a bell for all the generous people? I appreciate it. I appreciate you all being here. Sharon, I appreciate you putting up my information. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Pat yourselves on the back. Every last one of you, pat yourself on the back. The AW is justified for walking. The corporations made a bundle. Yeah. I actually think that this auto workers strike is a really positive thing. And I see that there's a good outcome. I need to talk about the 2025 plant. You're a proud veteran, and what the conservatives plan. Oh, you said plan to do is alarming. That's exactly what I'm talking about, James. I'm referring to what these fascist Republicans want is to take away all the help that we pay for, that we pay here we go again with the taxes, our hard-earned taxpayer dollars. They act like it's their money and we're taking it. Honestly, they act like it's their money and we're trying to take it from them. Can we just think about that? Just like we have to think about the Supreme Court justices work for us. It's our money that pays for them. So these fascist Republicans are oh, we have to stop spending all this money. It's our money. You know, there are many layers to it, but it's not their money that we're taking from them. So how would it be if they had their way, the nihilists, and how would it be if they just took away everything? Well, then they also wouldn't have trash pickup, and they also wouldn't have sanitation. They'd be living in a country where nothing gets done. And it would be bad for them too, unless they want to go to a different planet. I know, it's so infuriating. Take a breath. Take a breath. These people are crazy. You're reading it? Yeah, these people are crazy. So since we're on the topic, I just want you all to know that I don't see these. Let me tell you what I'm seeing. Jack Smith just hired that dude on. I didn't catch his name. Cray. Jack dude. I mean, we're talking about the crazy Republicans, the fascists. So, so Jack Smith just hired somebody on who's a kind of like a kick-ass prosecutor. We'll put it that way. Yeah, and they're working really hard on holding Trump accountable. They're working really hard on the January 6th case investigations. They're working really hard on that. There are members of Congress who will be sent target letters. They just added pressure to get Trump to cave. Yeah, so there's all this going on, and I do see the Republicans weakening. They told 45 not to come. The auto workers strikers, good for them. They know who their friend is. Joe Biden's one of them. Joe Biden, I heard somewhere that Joe Biden was the least wealthy person that ever served in Congress. And the least wealthy president. Karma is Jack Smith. Yeah, it's true. So, we're going to read on Kevin Marshmallow Jellyfish, hostage of the House McCarthy. What do you say? We're going to see what's going on. Kev, thanks Maria. Was that the second donation? Thanks. Democrats are historically pro-union, but isn't it interesting what happened with these working class voters that they all went over to Trump's court? Trump's court. A little slip there. Kevin Marshmallow, jellyfish hostage of the House McCarthy. Here we go. Oh, gosh. Oh, Kevy. Kevy doesn't look good. Oh, Kevy. Well, what do you guys think? Let's put your psychic skills, let's put your reading skills to work. This is Cheryl's toasted marshmallow. There you go. Will 45 end up the same way Mussolini did? 45 is going to end up in a mental facility. Thank you, James. All right. Trouble for Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy. And it looks like actually Is this, okay, and Kathy and I will talk about this at Spirit Talk Podcast tomorrow. Remember, 3 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. The show is an hour. Is Kevin going to get ousted? Is that what's going to happen? Okay, this is what I see. And I'm going to just tell you what I said already last week. Take notes. What I said last week. Things do change. Was that I saw Kevin McCarthy. Remember, this is on Friday when I was in Maine. I saw Kevin McCarthy going for the Hail Mary pass from the Democrats. Yeah, good. Good job. Looks like Marshmallow's out in the cold. Yeah, he's going to be out in the cold, but it's going to be because he decided not to go along with the government shutdown. Let's take a look at the pendulum. Is Kevin McCarthy going to is he going to be instrumental in preventing a government shutdown? Is Kevin McCarthy going to be instrumental in preventing? Yes, it's just like the debt ceiling debacle. Yeah. Did you all catch that? Did you all catch that? Thank you, Mindy. Yes, please hit the thumbs up for all my hard work. Sometimes it is hard. It's just a lot. He's going to end up like the Stay Puft Man in Ghostbusters, splattered. He's not happy. I don't know why he wanted that job. And what I don't know is if he got unseated, if Kevin McCarthy got unseated, I don't know who would be next in line. And I've always seen Hakeem Jeffries as speaker. Amy tells her students to take notes all the time. Yes. Sometimes I tell people not to take notes. Just so they can be fully present. There's no replacement, James? Well, then that would be Hakeem, right? Does anybody know? Yeah, Warren's been listening. Warren's been listening. Very good. I have said Hakeem Jeffries will be speaker. I don't know who Alex Whiting is. Speaker Pelosi said that too? Let's ask. I would have to... I just don't know. Like, you know, like when... If anything happened to the President of the United States at any time, then the Vice President would take over. Right? Like JFK and all that. Gerald Ford. Hang on. Will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker of the House? Yes. Yes. Oh, and thank you to the wrenches. Thanks, Terry, for thanking people. Oh, and Betty feels that Hakeem Jeffries will be there before the election. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Warren, we just answered that. I know there's a delay. Alright, let's take a look at the fate of Matt Gaetz. The reason... Well, I think there was a delay, so someone was asking the same exact question at the same time, because we get all this psychic energy going on right now. Yeah, I feel like Nancy Pelosi is always in Hakeem Jeffries' ear, going, do this, say this, like that. I'm going to read on Georgia. I'm going to read on... in general, how it's going to go for Trump in Georgia. Oh wait, the fate of Matt Gaetz. Okay, we'll do Matt Gaetz first. I was just bringing him up. We'll talk about Matt Gaetz first. I was really just bringing him up. I guess we can read on him too. When I see Matt Gaetz, when I kind of read his energy, and you guys probably do this too, I feel... The clock is ringing. It's 8 o'clock. I feel that Matt Gaetz is all show and he's covering up his fear. That's what I feel. Remind me to tell you about being a member. Right, Matt Gates. I feel like he's just like faking. Yeah, this is Matt Gates looking at a loss of power because the sword of truth comes in. I feel him shirking. I feel Matt Gates shirking. The Queen of Cups, this has to do with women coming after him to see justice. Oh, how sweet you are, Betty. This is the best channel in the wrenches. Yep. We have good peeps here. Okay, so that's Matt. I actually want to read on Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert is really floundering. And Adam Frisch is likely going to beat her. There is a meditation tomorrow. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com and sign up for 20 on Tuesdays. Is Adam Frisch going to beat Lauren Boebert? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is Lauren Boebert going to go? She's on shaky ground. Is she going to go before 2024? It's not. It's kind of like up in the air right now. So if you want Lauren Boebert to be removed from her seat, it's all up in the air right now. She's floundering. She definitely will get ousted by Adam Frisch. You got a call to donate to Boebert? Oh, Rita, I'm so sorry. What did you say? I would have had a lot to say. If somebody called me on the phone to say donate to Lauren Boebert, they would have had an earful. And then some. Truly. Truly. Carolyn's asking me to read on Project 2025. I don't need to read on that. I will tell you Project 2025 is this, in a nutshell. Project 2025, if some of you don't know, I'm assuming that you all know, is the Putin Republicans Party plan for America. The Putin Republican Party's plan for America is to destroy all of democracy. All of it. So if you want me to read on it, I mean, I'm telling you what it is. I don't really know how to read on that. I'm telling you what it is. How dangerous is it? I just told you, it is, will it destroy democracy? Project 2025 is a plan to destroy democracy. What part of this am I not getting across? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Is anybody with me? Project 2025 is a plan to destroy the United States of America. Yes, thank you, Aggravated Progressive, for putting it. You're good at that. It's fascism. It's there. Do not mince words. Project 2025 is fascism. It's, you can't read the books you want to read. We need to know all about your medical history. We need to make sure that you work in work camps or whatever. The government doesn't help you at all. It's an oligarchy. Only the rich rule. We don't do anything to save the environment. We don't care. It is fascism. That's the plan, is to replace democracy with fascism. I'm glad that you asked the question, because I had an opportunity to clarify what it is. And if you want to look up the definition of fascism, which frankly, I think the Democrats should have more commercials that define fascism. And I don't even have to tell you they're going to get rid of this, they're going to get rid of that, and they might get rid of this, and they might. No, it's all of it. It's a clean sweep. just like Russia. I will read on it right now. I will read on how far they're going to get with the idea, because you know they're going to sugarcoat it. You know they're going to say it's a good thing. And when I was up in Maine, I actually saw somebody with a "Don't Tread on Me." It used to be kind of a cool flag that New Hampshire had, "Don't Tread on Me," and I'm like, oh, well, that's weird, that "Don't Tread on Me" flag, because it's gotten to mean different things now. And then, lo and behold, they had a Vivek sign. They think autocracy is great. We need to educate the American people on how good we have had it. Everything goes. All our rights. There's no voting. There's no funding. There's no Department of anything. And speaking of that, there's no Department of Defense, because the Project 2025. Let's not give it any more energy. I'm just going to read. The American people will get the idea. The American people will get the idea. It's up to us. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Capitalism rules. I don't understand what you mean, Kimberly. Because capitalism is what we have in the United States. It's not, or Kimberly, I'm sorry, I said Kathy. So Kimberly, I hope that you understand what I just said, because I'm not talking about capitalism rules. That's not what I'm talking about. The army can kill us in the streets. Yeah. That's not capitalism. That's fascism. Capitalism won't rule. It will be fascism. It would be an oligarchy. Capitalism is where we have a commerce and everything. MSNBC called the polls outliers. Well, okay, so what I want to tell you about the polls is that, did you guys hear about this last week or the week before, that there was a poll that came out that had Biden and Trump neck and neck? And I turned the TV off, or my iPad, immediately, because it was BS. And then later they found out that it was actually a fake poll that Trump paid for, that was conducted by a Russian polling company. Did you guys know that? Crazy. Please hit the thumbs up. All right, what else? Oh yeah, we'll defeat them. I'm just, somebody was asking to. That's the only reason that I went down that road, but it's good that I did, because I fear that people aren't paying attention. Oh, Project 2025, that sounds good. I'll never forget the time I saw somebody on the news many months ago. A reporter asked him what he thought of who should run for president in the Republican Party. And this guy said, oh, that DeSantis guy, he seems pretty good. I was like, this guy knows nothing about Ron DeSantis. What's he talking about? We got to educate people. I do think Virginia will turn blue again, Suzanne. You're asking that. We were talking about that the other night at Grassroots of Democracy. Or on Saturday, we were talking about that. Okay, what else before we go? How about 3 cards for the collective? I forgot I have tea. I do have tea leaves. I know you guys missed the tea leaves. Do I watch Jesse Dollamore? Yes, I do. I do. When he pops up on my feed, I do watch him. By the way, speaking of watching YouTube videos, can you guys please subscribe and share? And thank you for those that do. It's the most crappy glasses ever. Let's see. This next couple of days, I do see Mercury. I see a lot of... Okay, this is a week to pay attention to what news is accurate and what news isn't. And by the way, what's her name who took over Meet the Press? I don't think she's going to last. Hang on. Is Kristen Welker going to last on Meet the Press? No. I think she's terrible. Your neighbor expressed appreciation for the fascists vilifying LGBTQ. Boy, lied to cops. Cops beat me, facing 2 felonies. The cops beat you? I hope not. Who picks these people? Yeah, did that happen to you? You see a hay reaper in the tea leaves? What's a hay reaper? Do you mean a grim reaper? Alright. Hang on, I'm looking for my magic wand. I'll use this. Oh no, here it is. This is my all-natural magic wand. By the way, I just want to let you know that when I was in Maine, and I showed you a little clip of a retreat center up there, I'm thinking about hosting a retreat next year. It's a really cool place. More on that later. I do see a lot of news coming in, but the guides are saying to be aware as things start getting crazier. Yes, they're going to get crazier. There's going to be more fake news. Christian Welker seems angry all the time. Bo of the Fifth Column did a good video on AI. I stopped watching him because he was very negative. Okay, so was Kathy in the chat? Gosh, I really can't see. Oh, Liar Pole, outright lying. I didn't know you were here, Kathy. I can't see tonight. And John, you wrote to NBC complaining. Good for you. Good. More of that. You get a bell. John gets a bell for writing to NBC. Yeah, Taylor Swift is doing a great job. She's using her platform. We're really happy about that. I'm going to start listening to her music. Yeah, what you're going to see this week, I see a little bit of obstruction to real news. That's not anything new, right? But you're going to see a lot of, this is what I want to tell you. A lot of what the news is saying is not accurate. It's being inflated. So, like for instance, earlier I was mentioning that I love the anchors on MSNBC. I do. I just get upset about the content a lot of the time because they say things that they shouldn't say. Like they treat Trump like he's a viable candidate, for one thing. Sometimes. But to spend an hour and a half on, oh my God, we're so afraid of the threat of domestic terrorism, to spend an hour and a half on that, exclusively on that, that's not necessary. So that's what I'm seeing here. In the area of Mercury, it just looks like a little conniver to me. I know it doesn't look like a conniver to you, but it looks like a conniver to me. And then here's a snake. There's a lot of not giving you the full story going on. So that's why you have to take my psychic class. I just had to sneak that in. I see this looks like a fish that's going to eat the moon. It looks like, well, a fish actually indicates abundance. So I want to say to not get all up in arms and emotional about what I see happening is a lot of fear mongering about the economy and all the stuff that we're going to lose and we're going to all run out of money. And there's going to be a lot of talk about that. You see a dolphin, but it's not anything to worry about. I just see people, this week is a week that you really have to get grounded in understanding what your own impressions are, and because there's going to be news coming out. I started out telling you also that today was relatively calm. The rest of the week will not be. Okay, Kathy just got here. We got to talk about tomorrow, Mercury, because I see falsities around communication. I see a shark too. Yeah, so beware, because I see a lot of news that's going to be hyped up. Not really sure why they're going to, and why they're going to hype it up so much this week. And angels blowing their horns under the fish. Ooh, yeah, so it's positive, but it's just a lot. What I really see is a lot of news that we'll have to sift through to get to the good stuff. Yeah, thanks Terry for posting our show tomorrow. Right here on my YouTube channel under the lives, we're going to be doing an astrology show. So the tea leaves are saying, this week especially, be discerning. Be discerning about what you're seeing on the news, because if you sift through it, you're actually going to see that there's good news in there. I promise. Let me pick 3 cards before we go. And remember, I'm back on Wednesday. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for our live stream psychic party every week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can always watch it afterwards. Tomorrow we have our Spirit Talk Podcast astrology report for an hour with Kathy Beal. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, weather permitting, I'm going to do a video that I upload from outdoors. I think tomorrow is going to be overcast. And it's getting a little cold, so we'll see. Don't believe polls, they're fake. I don't know why I have 4 cards. Okay, so this is really in alignment with what I was saying. Don't be too upset that we can't really figure out what's going on. Like tonight, I had a challenge with that. The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Come to 20 on Tuesday so we can lead you through a guided meditation for a healed America. Keep your eye on what you want to see happen. Keep your imagination on what you want to see happen for America. Because there's a lot that we don't know, and we can't really come to conclusions when we're in this place of, well, I don't know, should I look, it's like the Scarecrow and the Wizard of Oz. Some people go this way, some people go that way. Pick which way you're going to go. Pick which way you're going to think. It's a setup. Yeah, well, yeah, right. I know that. That makes sense. It's a setup. It's kind of a setup. Thanks for being a member. Don't look at Yahoo News. They're awful today. I don't read Yahoo News. They are awful. So be selective about your news sources is what I'm seeing. We're going to hear some good news about Georgia. There are good things happening. Pick which way you're going to go, right? What happened to Dorothy? Some people go both ways. I don't remember which way they went. They went to Oz. If you become a member, and I hope you do, at the upper 2 levels, which is it's a membership. So it's a monthly payment that you can quit anytime. But why would you want to? If you become a member, when you become a member, you get a daily affirmation Monday through Friday in your inbox. It's a great way to start the day. You get to attend on all levels. You get an affirmation. The top 2 levels, you get to come to a psychic party on the last Saturday of the month. So join and come to the psychic party, and that's going to be this coming Saturday, because that will be the last Saturday of the month. That will be the 30th. And you also get 10% off a reading. And what else do they get, Terry? I'm giving everything away. Thank you for donating. Please share, please subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon. Look for a video tomorrow and Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, always great to see you. Thank you for all your support. I love you guys. I wouldn't be me without you. See ya. Namaste.